Man, this looks good, doesn't it? It's starting to look pretty legit with all the nature and stuff surrounding it. I'm having a blast. Hope you guys are too. Welcome back to Software Incorporated. I hope you're having a great day. Today, we are going to get into automation. If you can't tell from the title of this video, it's project management, automating some of our projects so that we don't have to think about them anymore and we can put really good people in charge of them. At least that's the hope. We have a lot of stuff going on the right side of the screen, as you can see. And these are all the things that are ours. These do not include the deals and contracts and such, which I'm kind of started to, starting to put on the back burner. But if our budget looks bad, then I'll probably have to bring them back. And it may look bad for a little while because we're going to start getting our expenses to be a bit higher. Why? Well, because I'm starting to get into research, and research involves a lot of expense. So in the last video, we set up our 3D research team, and they managed to get the research done in time for our new suits, which are now sitting around doing nothing. We're going to fix that today, too. Actually, why don't we pause it and fix it now? These guys here, they have nothing to do at all when they're not filing patents. They got nothing to do. But here's the thing. If I look over at my suits team, they do have some skill. I mean, they're terrible at it, right? But they have something they could be doing. There are certain ways they could be contributing to these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and I'm going to have them join in on the fun with some of the things. So I think TrueSight and Pearl are good candidates for this. And so all we're going to do is just have them join this. It's a lot of people involved in this. But we're just going to have them join in on the fun there, okay? And I think, actually, I'm going to take Core away from this because there's like too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. I'm going to take Core away from this. They have enough projects to do anyway because Core is going to need to upgrade a lot of our stuff to make it compatible so that we can get good automation going. This office right here, I've changed a little bit about this area, right? So this office is where our suits are. There are 26 computers here. And I've moved them. I moved the whole office, in fact. You might notice that actually this wall is... these guys moved a little bit too far. I might have to shift things around a little bit more because these guys actually should be against the wall, not where they are. They're supposed to be against the wall. I'll move it later. It's fine. It doesn't matter. This office here, though, is kind of newly set up. And I moved that office because this one needed its own entrance. Otherwise, it would be sharing a wall here, and the only way in was through this office. So now it's a bit more space, and I like that. We got the windows right here, and I don't know. I think I would like to move the window just a little bit here. It looks like I can do that pretty easily. Yeah, it looks like I can. So we're going to shift this window over, and I'll show you why in a second. I don't like having bathrooms with windows. They don't like having bathrooms with windows either, but the windows bathrooms, or the window bathrooms, yeah. The bathrooms with windows, I got to do this with them. And I mean, it looks okay, but if I can avoid it, I will. And in this case, it's a pretty easy thing to avoid. So I'm just going to come over and do this, and then, oh, well, I have to move a painting or something like that, but that's okay. We'll do something like that, get rid of this. I'll fix that window later. And we're just going to put a couple of bathrooms at the end of the hall here, because otherwise they're going to have to walk all the way around to get over here. And that's not a super big deal. But there's enough people working here and probably in this office over here. And then I may have another office even here because this is where those stairs and stuff are. So I might have something else here. And if I do that, well, these little 3 bathrooms are going to get a little crowded. So we're going to add 2 more at the end of the hall over here. So just going to come over real quick, pop that in place. We could probably just do this, actually. Did I put the fan? Yeah, so at the vents, I actually forgot to put vents here before, and now I don't have to worry about that. So there we go. Do this. 1, 2. Just like so. Everything looks good. WC. Perfect. Okay. This office right here is going to be the waveform team. This is going to be our audio team, okay? Now, I don't know who is the best designer for this, so I do have to kind of look at my options here, but I do like to poach from my other teams to bring them in. And you can see the designer average skill through here is pretty good. So let's take a look at contracts really quick and see who could be an outstanding, look at this guy. Oh my God. If you're not a mentor, then there is something wrong with the setup, right? Get that going. I want someone who has like really great creativity in this team, right? So I'm looking for somebody who could potentially be a visionary or at least inspiring to make you some good stuff here. Alex Silva is not bad. Not going to be a visionary, but not bad. I may have to look at hiring somebody else for this, which isn't a bad deal. It's not a huge deal, but I was hoping just to poach from this team a little bit. What I want is some people who are really good at designing and also have good audio skills. And I think this person here is pretty good, Elias Roberts. I think that's great. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Elias and we're going to come over and we're going to get ourselves an audio team dedicated to this. And I'm just going to call this audio team for now, but I mean, it's the waveform team. But we're going to go with audio team for now. And then Elias, just making sure, double checking, is there anyone that's maybe better suited for this than Elias is? I don't believe so. No, Elias seems like he's probably the best. Hendrix isn't bad either. Hendrix doesn't have the programming skill for system though, and I'd like that to be a thing. So Elias Roberts, you are moving out of contracts team and you are switching to the newly formed audio team. There you are in there. Now we need to get a team around Elias Roberts, and this is for project management. So how does that work, right? Now, I don't know everything about this. I know this video is kind of titled like it's probably a tutorial of some kind. You can learn from this video, but I'm coming into it telling you, like, you know, transparently, I have not used this feature in a couple years and it has changed. Okay, a couple years, 5 years. Okay, it has been 5 years since I played. I haven't used the feature in 5 years. It has changed since I used it, but I think I know enough to where I can at least get you started. Okay, so first off, in this room, we're going to need to know how many people we need for this project. So two things we're going to set up. First, I want to know what we're building and what it's going to take to build it. So in that case, we're going to take a look at our releases. We're going to go to waveform and we want to make a sequel to this. Now, the tech level on this is probably needs to be upgraded. So I think first order of business here is to get the tech level to 1992. I think that makes a lot of sense. Core N, only the night teams are doing this? That's weird. Let's get all teams doing this, or at least the contracts team, which currently doesn't really have any contracts. So I'm having them do all the updating busy work stuff. So let's get that going first. I don't even care if they patch the bugs, honestly. Just upgrade the tech level is the big part here. So that we can use other tech. Okay, so we're going to do this. I want to see what it's going to take. There it goes. The next thing is the framework. We're going to be using that too. Audio framework needs to be upgraded. So we want to get that going as well. Same thing. See if we can get that happening really quickly. And it is almost done. Oh, I would have liked to have had that done in the middle of the day, but as long as we get it done before midnight, I'm okay with it as long as we get it done before midnight. Let's put, real quick, I want to put, who else can do this? Let's get, maybe Games 2N can do this. Just as long as the night teams are hitting. Okay, done. All right, so it's 7:55 p.m. This is fine. Okay. With these two tools, with the former project all the way up to date, I guess the last thing I need to do is make sure Image Shop 3 is fully up to date as well. So let's get that going. And it needs to be up to 1991 minimum. So we're going to go ahead and hit that, update that too. It is nearly done. They're just fixing bugs now. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. With that out of the way, we have now the ability to go in to waveform and we're going to create a sequel for this that has all the bells and whistles with the latest and greatest updated stuff. So find the audio framework. That's ours. There we go. And then we are also going to hit, I think the price, I'm going to lock it to 90. I don't like it says 99, but I think 90 is probably where it's going to be. I might lower it even to 80 just to get more prominence to it. Yeah, because we get more users that way. I think we'll end up getting a lot more sales that way too. Yeah, we'll go 85. Let's just be some conservative with that. Okay, next, 2D editor. This is why we needed to upgrade Image Shop 3, so we can use that. And then our operating system, we're just going to use whoever has the most users, and I think we'll actually get Unix involved in this too. So there we go, these two. Next, we need our features. And I'm tempted to just put all the features in, but it's going to take like 4 years to develop it, and I don't want that. Let me select my team first, so I know what I need. So get these guys off of there, get these guys off of there. Yeah, okay, sorry. And then we need to go audio team, which again, There's only one person, so it's going to give me a really skewed number here, but we are going to form people around this. So right here is the core of what we're looking at. This tool is mostly audio art and not code. But if I start adding things, amp simulation, EQ compression, delay and reverb, now we have like a lot more audio stuff here. And it's not going to take 15 years. It's going to take hopefully less than 2 years. But I would like this new improved version to add new features. In this case, I want to add delay and reverb, EQ and compression, and amp simulation. Okay, just those 3 features are fine. And we're going to be self-publishing this. And this is where project management comes in, because up until we get good amounts of recognition, we're kind of using publishers, right? But they're taking a cut. It's usually worth it. Their cut kind of equals, it doesn't matter that they take more money from us because we're making more money from increased sales. And they're handling all the marketing so that I don't have to pay for that. And typically with a marketing team and all the marketing press bill or the press stuff that I put out, I'm probably going to end up spending, about $100,000 on marketing anyway, and then probably like $50,000, $60,000 a day pushing it out. In this case, the publisher's doing that and they're getting their money for that, and that's okay. But in project management, we're doing that. So this is everything we need, okay? Now, I'm not going to bother with auto balance because we're never going to get that. It's going to have waste. So let's click this off. And what I want to do is I want to build a team around what we know we need for this product. So what we know we need is a lot of audio code, a lot of audio art. Is the bulk of the art is audio. But we only need 2 artists. It also says that it's recommending 7 programmers and 4 designers. But that's with these features. If we have more features, we'll need more of these people. So why don't we aim for 12? I think 12 is a good number for now. Maybe in a room with an assortment that could maybe boost it to 14. Okay, so that's what we're aiming for. I'm going to go over to hiring employees. And what I want to see, right now we're doing pretty well here, but we need more people that are really good at audio design and audio code. We need also good audio art. We saw that too. So let's start out with designer. We're going to go high salary here. And what I'm looking for as a lead designer, okay, I want to find a really good lead designer for this. We're going to go audio, and I think it's 2D is the other part that's the bulk of it, right? 2D? Yeah, 2D. And this is an artist. So is designer artist, right? So we're going to put 2D here. What I'm mostly looking for is creativity here, though. We want compatibility with our audio team, our audio guy. Where'd that go? I missed it. Right there at the top. Okay. By clicking this, we ensure that this team is emotionally compatible, okay? Personality compatible with the one person we brought in from the contracts team. We're only going to get 10 applicants here. Hopefully one of them is really creative. Okay. Let's take a look and see if any of these guys are going to be a really good fit. Okay, maybe, probably you. Decent amounts of skills, not the greatest artist, but the creativity's up there to the point where it could make a pretty good product. I don't know that. We're going to find out because I'm going to hire you here. Now, one of the things we don't want to see here is we don't want to see somebody who is going to be really, like, they're going to be gone more than they're working, right? Slow eater and nervous bladder. I don't like the combination. It's pretty tame compared to a lot of other things we could have happen, but this one here is going to lead to a guy that's just not doing a lot of work. Unless their stats are fantastic, I'm probably going to avoid them. Thing is, these are artists, right? For the art ones, I'm going to look for dedicated artists. I only started with designer because I wanted to find a really creative person. And in fact, I think it's worth doing another search and not having a secondary role at all here. So we're going to go designer, nothing else selected, just to see if we can find somebody who is even better at this. So what do we get? And nothing. Unfortunate. Now this person here has great design, good programming. Not a great programming skill, but they've got these perks up, but they're not really skilled. This is a decent artist as well, but he wants a luxury meal, and I'm not paying $3,000 a day just for that person to eat. So no, thank you. So I guess we'll go with you here, and we're gonna go also with, I think, you. Okay, that takes care of our designers. We want to focus now on programmers with a design fallback, I suppose. And again, we're looking for audio as our main, 2D as our secondary, and compatibility with audio team. Now, I could go down to medium here. Not a bad play, but I want a really high quality product consistently. So I'm going to go with this. And this is going to give me high programming skill people. So I'm looking for somebody who also has a little bit in system, and I don't see it. So unfortunately, no system person here. That is fine. There's a little bit of system design. I guess that's fine, but we're pretty much getting you guys because of your programming skills. So order them by the highest skill, and that would be here, I guess. No, I had the reverse order. It's this one. So you have the highest skill, technically. I think this is going to be fine. Your friend maker. Okay, that's fine. And I don't really want claustrophobic. Claustrophobic can be a troublesome perk. So I'm going to go with this. I've been okay with this for now because I'm manually managing everything. But with a team like this, where it's like set it and forget it, project management stuff, I don't want to deal with that happening behind the scenes and me letting it get it carried away and then, being surprised by it later. So we're not going to bother with it. So let me get you hired as well. That's a decent programmer, and we're going to need at least one more. Silent but deadly is acceptable. We can do this. Okay. This team now has 7 people in it. Let's take a look at the artists, because artists is a big deal of this. It's a big part of this, right? Art designer, again, audio is the bulk of it. There's a little bit of 2D, but we're going to focus on the audio as the biggest part of this. And I think we can probably get away with low or with medium here. No, I'm just gonna do high on everybody. It's fine. I'm just gonna pay the bill. So highest skill person is here. Look at that art skill. That is insane. Absolutely sensational. I love it. Now you'll see these things blacked out. Like they're not stars, they're blacked out. And you're like, why is this the case? Well, it's because they don't have any points left. So there's like no way for them to allocate this. They've used all of their points in this already. Okay, so you can have 6 points in art, for example. This person has spent 4. They have 2 left. So they could use them here. This person has spent all 6. Okay, that's kind of how that works. So this person is not going to become a better artist, and they're not going to get any 3D art skills, but they have such a great art skill here that I'm willing to hire them onto this team because they're going to make this really, really great all by themselves. And that's great. Over here, let's see. I think maybe this is okay too. Yeah, we can make this one work too. So that's a great couple of artists. I could use one more just to speed up the process. But I think those guys are so good at their job that just the 2 of them can probably handle it. I think the code is going to be something that's going to slow us down more than anything else in the future. So this team right now has 9 people. Again, I'm aiming for 12. So what I want to do is let's have this person be totally focused on audio. We're going to go medium here on this programmer. And we're going to punch this button and find the best person we can. So skill-wise, we're looking at, it's this one, yeah. And we're looking at this person. Skill-wise, they're the best one. We can save a little bit on the, ooh, I have system. Yeah, I need somebody for system is what I was hoping to find. So we're going to do that. Okay, yeah, 3 stars in both. I like it. That's good. Independent is good too. Not that it matters, but they won't have a whole lot of social needs. So we'll go ahead and hire that person. And then we need one more. This seems fine. Good system skills. Maybe 2D would be a better fit here. Just to get some 2D skills. I'm looking for the speed boost, but I'm not really going to get that. I guess this will be acceptable. Okay. So we now have 11 people in this team. The last person we need to hire then is a leader. And this leader needs to be very good at their job. I'm going to have none as the secondary role. High skill. And I'm primarily focusing here on multitasking and automation, I believe, is the secondary one. HR is kind of sitting on the sidelines for this. So I'm going to have you go like that, and we're going to see where we go here. Now, ideally, we have someone who's a born leader, and we're not getting that. Okay, born leader is very good at that very specific thing we want them to do, which is lead. And it would have been very nice to see that. Maybe I can get away with a born leader if I alter the task. If I alter this and include only multitasking in here, maybe if I allow another trait. If they break their computer, it's not that big of a deal. That's going to open up this to 25. We can offset that maybe by having claustrophobic go away, but that's still only 10. So I think I'm going to allow people who are cup holders here. I don't typically like that, but I have a good IT department, and if the leader's computer's broken, we're actually not losing anything. The other thing we can do, I suppose, is just click born leader. Let's just click that, and now we can get all born leaders. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm going to go for, automation here. Multitasking and automation is good. I think the development task, I only need 2 stars in multitasking, though, so this is fine. We're just going to hit lead here like this, see who we get. So born leader, improved leadership skills, bad at everything else. The biggest thing we want for this is this leadership skill right here. We want this to be as big as possible, as high as possible. So ideally, this one. We got 3 stars here, and automation all the way out to handle post-release tasks is essential here. I don't necessarily need them to handle these things, but it would be very nice if they could. And so I'm seeing this actually is better. This person's skill is higher too. What happened? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had this. Okay. So I think Derek Farmer is the winner here. Derek Farmer's the winner. He's also got a little bit of law, doesn't he? Handling disputes. I like it. Born leader is great. So we're going to have Derek Farmer be the leader of this team. Okay. This is going to go well, I think. Let's take the employees. Derek Farmer. We're going to change your role to be a leader. Okay. And then where's my really good designer here? I want artist. Your art skills are great. I would like you to try to improve those art skills for people. We're going to add mentor to this for you. That's something that the team lead can't do. Can't set for me. And then I'm going to have you, Francis. You are also going to... I keep forgetting which... I was going to try the wheel for this. It's this one, isn't it? Yeah, the tie. I was going to try the wheel and get this in there. Make this help others when possible instead of working assigned tasks. So this might slow things down, but it's going to make everybody else better over time. And that's pretty important to me at this point. So we have a mentor. I did do that, right? Apparently not. Oh, I think I closed it instead of, yeah. We want to see the blue dot is what we want to see. So we have a mentor artist and a mentor designer. We don't have a mentor programmer. And I think that's probably okay, but the programming skill is actually pretty lacking in this team. I wish I had another one that was really good at it. But we're aiming for 12, and that's what I have. So, okay. The next thing to do here is I want to spread out their vacations a little bit more. So I want to have their vacations, I think, start in, let's say, February, and we're going to go 5 months. I think that's okay. And then I want them to also work 8 to 5. Now that I've set all of these things up, this is where the magic can happen, okay? And this is where stuff starts to get a little bit more complicated for people. So we want to walk you through it. I need to reset this. Just click something, click it out, and then we're going to get an updated assessment of skills. So right now, we see this is going to take about a year. So that's great. About a year is good. This is our lead designer? No, it's not. We want to make sure that we have the proper lead designer in here. And I think that was going to be who? It was going to be you, Roman Boone. I think so. You're the one that has the potential, at least. So we're going to have you be our lead designer. And hopefully, with all of your inspiration, we're going to be able to do some good things with you. Okay. About a year. Can I add something else? It's going to take 2 years. Okay, I don't particularly like the 2-year thing, but all right. I'll tell you what, I'm okay with 2 years if you're going to add something that's really out there. Like, but none of it's going to benefit us. Like, we're not going to get increased sales out of it. So I think we're just going to sit there. Okay. What you're probably going to see when you're playing your game, if you're not used to this, is you're going to go, I want to do project management. You're going to click this button. And then you're going to see this. You currently don't have any running project management tasks. This is what's really confusing. So what I want to do, I want to go down to project management. It's this little wheel down here by the research button. And we want to add something to this. So I'm going to call this waveform. Waveform. So what we want to do with waveform is we're going to pick a leader for this. In this case, it's going to be Derek Farmer because he is the leader of the audio team. So the audio team is, this guy is also going to take control of this project management. We have our design teams, which we need to change to the proper team, in this case, audio. Development team, also going to be audio. Secondary dev team can be a team that can help out if there's slacking off. In this case, I'm going to make this core and core N. Support teams, who's going to be running support for this product, right? Support 1. Marketing is going to be marketing and marketing N. And the post-release stuff is also marketing and marketing N. So we have our 2 marketing teams, and they're going to take this. Who's going to be updating this? I'm going to have audio team take that too. If I have core or contracts or anybody like that constantly running the updates, what's going to end up happening is when we have like 7 or 8 projects going in project management, and those guys are going to just be updating everything all the time, they're going to get overloaded. I would like each team to update its own stuff. Take care of your own stuff. That's what I want it to do. Okay. We don't have any prototype software for this, so we're not going to worry about that. We're going to go down to existing products, though, and it's waveform. There we go. We're going to use our own licenses for software whenever it's possible. And I want to make sure that our release cooldown, this is how many months we wait after a product has been released before starting another project. I'm going to make this 2, but it probably doesn't need to be this much. Actually, I think let's make this 6. This will be our release cooldown of 6. All right. Over here, we have an iteration cooldown. How many months to wait between iterations in the alpha stage? I think we just wait, let's say 1 month. That's fine. Like, get a bit of a cooldown probably is a good thing. Maybe it happens during people's vacations. That'll be beneficial too. We're going to run on our main SCM. And I think after release, I don't know exactly what's going on with the server, if it even matters, but I'm going to put it on my biggest one. So that's Weber. We're going to have this team run updates. We're going to have this team keep everything to tech level up. And we're going to make sure that the update cycle and update duration are set so that this team supports this product for an extended period of time, at least till close to the next version being out. So for the update cycle, I'm going to have you run an update every 2 months. And I want you to support this product for 18 months. We'll probably get, since it takes about a year for this update, it's possible that it's going to end up releasing one and then still supporting the old one for a while. But that's what we want to do. We're going to have this team handle marketing. That's the leader, by the way. The project manager is going to handle marketing. And that just means that the project manager is going to administer all the marketing stuff. It's going to order the press releases and the videos and the press builds and the hype and all that stuff. We want the leader to be administering that stuff. That's why we have a really high leader, a really high skilled leader. We want him to handle support. And then we have physical copies to order and physical copies to print. I'm going to have you set this to 50,000 for now. I want this guy also to handle distribution jobs and orders for distribution. And I want you to handle porting it. Automatically, he will port the software to any operating system that has over 500,000 active users if the software has sold anything within the last 5 years. Okay. And then the final thing is porting teams. Which teams are responsible for porting this to other things? Now that I am going to put on our contracts and contracts N. I'm going to put that on these guys. That way, development for the port doesn't take away from development on the next version. These guys can handle ports. That's fine. But the minute updates and bug fixes and updating the technology levels, that can get overloading. But the ports, I want some people who are dedicated to that because that takes time away from the next version. So I'm going to have my core team handle that for all the projects. The last thing I'm going to do is I want the development time to be higher. If you do 100%, chances are you're not getting a lot of iterations in your design. So I'm going to boost this to 300. It's going to take 3 times longer than it would usually take to make this, but it will be much, much better when it comes time to develop it. So this is how long each project in development is relative to the optimal time it would take to develop it. Maybe 250 would be better. You know what? Let's try it out. We'll try 250. And then if we do 300 or something and it could be better, then we can always change it then. But we'll have this. All right. I'm going to save this as waveform. Okay. And then I'm going to hit OK. When I do this, this appears. All right. This is a light blue. It's a little bit different color than the other stuff. Okay. I'm going to put this at the very top. If you don't see this, you want to come down and make sure that the checkbox in your filters says project management. Okay. With this, we now have a project management thing active, but it's not doing anything. So what we want to do is we want to send this to project management. We still have the thing open. Now we can click this button and we can now choose the waveform task. That automatically sends it and everything is good to go now. So from this point on, waveform is now going to be managed by Derek Farmer, not me. He's going to take care of everything. And he's really good at it because I got a really good leader, right? So let's come back over to audio team. And he should be auto rolling everybody soon. But we can see his leadership. Where is his leader? Right here. Leadership skill is pretty dang high, okay? I would love it to be even higher than this. But it's pretty high. Now, what we're going to see eventually is there will be right here in the options. So if I open this back up with options, we're going to see this green bar. This is the team's effectiveness. It will drain. And it will drain faster as more tasks are added. But a skilled leader will be able to increase this. And the chances of making mistakes climb as the bar goes below the blue marker. So in this case, the blue marker is here. Effectiveness is constantly falling. And a good leader is able to boost it back up. So the idea is if you can keep this green bar above this blue marker, you're significantly less likely to make mistakes. You are considered effective. But once it passes underneath this, mistakes can start to happen. So for example, they might release it too early, or they might decide, I'm going to develop it now, even though it hasn't had enough design time in. Maybe they put out a press release, but it's like a year and a half before, like they just way too early on the press release and we just blew money, right? Maybe they ended up printing 200,000 copies instead of 50. Whoops, I added a zero or something and it's 500,000 copies. Something like that. I don't know how many things can go wrong or what the extent of things can go wrong. But if the green bar gets underneath this bar here, mistakes can start to happen. So that's why having a really good leader is important because it keeps it effective, okay? And the more tasks you give this team, the more problems it can have. So like having it handle all of these things is a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big burden. There's a lot of tasks going on here. It's another reason why porting teams are over here. I don't want him having to deal with porting, okay? The leader is also going to do nothing other than lead because any tasks he's doing is just adding to that chaos. So if I can come over to your roles, I would like you to not do any of these things. You can do designer, I suppose. I forgot what you are good at. Let me go and see what you're good at here. Service. No, it's development. Yeah, yeah, you have really no skills anyway. So what I'm going to have you do is just not do any of these things. Okay. And that's it. You are only a leader. And that is all you are. I mean, you're not good at anything else anyway. You're a born leader. And that's it. So all that's going to be done for me. So I don't have to worry about waveform 2 now. It's going to get taken care of. That's how we run this. All right. Incendiary DLC. Let's go ahead and put the marketing out for that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to set up another iteration now for our 2D editor. I want to do the same thing with that, but I want to move 2D team. Do I want to move them or are they fine where they are? They might be fine where they are. 2D team. This isn't 2D team. There it is. Yeah, 2D team is in this office, right? Yeah. They might be okay here. There's 12 computers in here. That's not a lot, but it's about the same as what we have for audio team. And this is their original office. Let's take a quick look at 2D team. How are they composed? So right now the leader is Rebecca Holloway. As a leader, fairly skilled, but she doesn't have any automation. So probably want to move her to be a leader with somebody else. Thankfully, pretty much my entire company is compatible with each other, other than the suits. I mean, the suits are okay, but they're not great. I can't move her to suits necessarily. But other than that, they're fine. Nobody else here really serves as a great leader otherwise. Yeah, it's just her. Okay. So probably not going to have her be the leader of the project for this. Probably need to get her transferred to a different team and get a new leader in her spot for 2D team. 2D team, I want to also make sure that your skills are appropriate. So good programmer, You guys have been getting trained. You guys have been like working on things. So you're decent, but there are some people who are kind of lacking a little bit here. Could replace them. Good 2D art though. I do like that. Yeah, we have some pretty decent artists. They could be better, but they're all right. And yeah, I'm looking at system skills. The people who have high system skills don't have high programming skills. But that doesn't matter. Like they're gonna be fine, and we're gonna have some mentors and stuff going. Like this person here is pretty good. We could have them mentoring. This person could be mentoring as well. It's not too bad. This artist right here is okay, right? We could have them do that too. But we can get the same thing going to 2D team, I think. I may get a custom team for this, but I think I want to try 2D team. What I would like to do though is move that person to a different group. So if I take a look at contacts, who's your leader? Whoops, don't do that. Who is your Paula Hunter? And how are your leadership skills? Not enough for me to give it to you as automation. You can handle project management, but I wouldn't do that with your skill being that high. So I think I need to start. I can't let anyone go. Everyone would just get mad at me for firing their friends. But I can find some other leader in the organization or just hire out and get another one. And I think I kind of want to do that. We could move to have 2D team's leader. Are you good at anything else? You have you're an okay developer. I mean, you're kind of a shit developer to be honest, but I mean, you could at least contribute. Yeah, you could contribute. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this team. We're going to. I mean, you've already built up a lot of cohesion with everybody, right? Like you've built up team compatibility is good. Your cohesion is only 7.6%. Yeah, that's fine. Your effectiveness is actually quite low here. So this is okay. This is a good transition here. We are going to take you away from the leadership position, and we're going to transfer you to the core team. Or contracts. I think we're going to throw you in contracts. So she's gone. We need a new leader, high skills, exactly the same things that we did. Born leader would be best for the 2D team. So we're going to get a new one. Ooh, new applicants were funded. That's not great. I didn't find anyone new. This person is okay, though. Automation is high. We just don't have any complaints or anything. We do have 2 points here in their skill left, so I could maybe have them focus on HR, but I think the better play here is just to wait for the day to roll over so I can get some new candidates. So I'm just going to get some new candidates really quick. Let the day go. What's up with the noise? Oh, right. You guys are back to back. Yeah. Okay. My bad. Here. Let's fix that. All right. We're going to let that roll for a little bit. And okay. 12 a.m. So, yeah, same thing. That complaint is old now. So 12 a.m. It's August. A lot of people are on vacation. That's okay. July, I'm okay with that. Some people are like, you should spread your vacations out throughout the year. I'm completely fine with everyone coming to work for 10 months of the year and then having 2 months that are slow. Completely content with that. Those are not months where we release products nearby anyway. Okay, so let's see what our new candidates look like. Same settings. Everything is good. Born leader. That's great. 2D team, go. All right, can I have somebody like your skills are quite high and you pretty much have exactly what I want. That's exactly what I'm looking for. You, Dawson Powers, are hired. Okay, so let's go back over to that team now. 2D team, employees, Dawson Powers. Congratulations, you are a leader, and that is all you are. If you do have a secondary role, I'm going to have you be an artist. That's fine, but leader is your only task. And I think you have enough leadership skill to where you can handle having another task that's not leader. But if you were a little bit lower, I probably would say you were only leader. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go back to project management. We're going to tell this one is going to be image shop. We could actually have 2 different variations of this. I think we're just going to leave it with image shop. It's fine. The leader for this is going to be Dawson Powers. That's the leader of the task, not the lead, not the lead designer. All right. There's a difference between the lead designer and the project lead and the team lead and all these things, right? So This is the team lead and the project management lead, but not the lead designer. Those are two different people. So we're going to have that later. For this one, for image shop, let's just close this for a second. For image shop, we're going to go into 2D team for all of these things. I wish I could set them all to be the same team like that, but I can't. For the secondary dev team, did I do audio team for that? I didn't do that before, did I? I said core. I thought I said core. It's okay. We're going to do this. These guys are secondary. So if they start to slack, these guys can help them pick up the slack. Support team for this is going to be support. Now I know this thing is messing with me because I had support before. Marketing teams are good. Same thing here. Marketing teams are in there. And then our update team, this team takes care of its own stuff. So there we go. So 2D team is what we're going to do here. Now for prototype stuff, we do have image 3 this time. And I'm not sure if I want to have that as the prototype for this product. I don't actually know how this works. New projects will be based on this software. Note that you can also add new projects from this. Yeah. Okay. So I think what we're doing here is we're saying, yeah, make another version of something existing, right? Is basically what we're doing, which is what I'm already going to be doing, but I would like to pick some additional features if I could. So for this term, we're going to say none here, and then we're going to manually assign it. Auto development is yes. Release cooldown. This is how many months to wait until after starting another one. We're going to say 6. It'll give the other one time to cook a little bit. Give the other one time to move. And it also gives us time to get the updates and stuff going before we start another one. Update cycle is going to be every 2 months. And we're going to update this product for 12 months. I think is fine. So this gives us, 6 updates before we start working on another one. We're going to have 3 updates. Maybe, let's go 18 months here. I like that. Handling marketing, yes. Physical copies, print copies, go back to 50,000. And this is going to be the maximum, right? Queue printing job for each product, which prints the assigned amount of copies when a project hits the beta phase. Adds percentage to the end of the print. Okay, so this is just how much we're printing at beta. I'm wondering if we can have it set to a minimum or a maximum, but we'll see. Handle distribution, handle porting, and then the porting team is still this, and I like that. Our existing products. That's this. We're going to use our own licenses whenever possible. That's good. And then also we can set our SCMs, and Vapor can be this too. Updates, yes. Iteration cooldown will go by 1 month. And then we're going to, again, go back to about 250%. I think is probably okay here. So we're going to save this as image shop as our automation thing. Right about like that should be good. So we'll save it as an image shop thing. And we will go ahead and hit OK here. Now that is going to get it on the list. Here we go. Bring it up to the top. And now we want to make our SQL. So image shop 3, we're going to make a SQL on this. Same thing here, existing framework. We may have to upgrade that. I think I may have to upgrade this. We are on, okay, we need to upgrade that before we get started on this. So let's take to our frameworks, go to image framework and upgrade that to be 1991 for now, because we can. Yeah, we're going to have the suits join in on that because we can. So many people on that project. Let's have them do that now. There, it's done. Okay, now the framework's done. So it's a very fast thing, right? We need to go in and say image shop. Yeah, make SQL is what we're doing. And I think that's already there. Okay, so we want to get none. Now we want to choose our image framework there. Version 7. Yep, that's right. There we go. And this is giving us that speed boost that we want, right? Okay, let's make the price $70. I don't know. Come over to here. Let's add operating systems. We're going to add these 2 for now. It's the only ones that matter. Did I do it? Yeah, I did. Next, we can analyze this just to see what they want. It looks like we're already over everything they want. We don't need to add anything new. I like to add new features every time I do things, but in this case, it's not really all that necessary. So we can just go ahead and have this happen. It's about a year. If we do this, it's still about a year. Vector graphics add an extra time. Clip art doesn't add that much, actually. It does take down our speed boost, and I kind of want my speed. So I'm going to leave this alone, just like this. And the new team is going to be 2D team and 2D team. The lead designer. This is the one that really matters. Now, I could have looked for a better designer, to be honest, to join this team. Garrett Guzman is probably okay. He's probably inspiring. So we're going to have him do this, but I might look for a new one in the future. But he's probably okay. He's probably inspiring. Maybe he's got like 80% or something, you know? So I think this is okay with me. So about a year of development on this one too. Hit project management, go to image shop. It's done. So we now have in the works both our audio tool and our 2D editor are now automated. I don't have to touch them anymore. We also have a rave going on inside. I think it's time for maintenance to step in here, yeah? How many maintenance guys do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think that's enough. I think that's probably a problem, yeah? Let's add one more that comes in at 8, one more that comes in at 6 a.m., one more that comes in at 1, and one more that comes in at 5. Now, you might be thinking, man, that's a pretty big reaction to blinking lights, but I'm willing to bet you if I come up to the things that can't blink, I've been keeping an eye on these things, and these things can't blink, but I bet they're low. If I click one of these, 24%, yeah, 24%, yeah, 58. Okay, so in other words, they're not being maintained very well. There's 30% on this one. So maintenance needs to be done on these things. HVAC systems are looking like they're in the 60s as well. My heat pump is 32% there. So we need a lot more maintenance people is what that means. So let's hire them now. Let's get them in here. Software Times had something to say. Turns out it was right here. Announces incendiary DLC and press review. Right. So how's our incendiary DLC? We have the marketing here. That's good. We're adding 14.5% new followers a day. And we're currently at 7,029 followers. Very nice. Okay, cool. So the audio team's going to need a place to rock, right? 2D team already has an office, but this one doesn't. So let's get an office here. Now, for this, since it's more permanent installation, I'm kind of looking for this team to like set it and forget it. So I want them to have a really good environment for them that I don't have to really look at much. So we're going to create a cool environment for them, right? So I'm going to hit, let's just start by making this, let's go hallway here for now. I want to have a new like materials and stuff for the walls. So for the interior walls, we'll go about maybe this. I don't like the stripes. I think this is fine. We can go or green here, or maybe blue. Maybe blue, and then I think I want a different color blue if I could. So we'll apply this, and I want like a deeper blue. Actually, let's match it to this one here. Let's match it to. Where's my acoustic panels? Where's my acoustic panels? Right here. Let's match it to this color. So I want to have the interior wall be kind of more here. This looks close. It needs to be kind of maybe more intense, like right about here. It looks a little bit dark, but I think it'll be all right. And then the other color for the interior is this one. We're going to change that and bring it down. You know what? Actually, here's what we'll do. We'll have the color of this wall be... Let's hoping to make it... Man, I think I did make it brighter. Yeah, I think that's the problem. I wanted to match it pretty close to that. We'll go about here with it. That's probably fine. And you can see the design still. So the slight difference in blue is cool. Now, what we have is... This is waveform. So this is the waveform team, right? So I'm thinking... For the waveform team, what if we had a design that kind of was inspired by the name of the product, is what I was thinking. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have this wall kind of do something like this. And I probably have to move. I have to move it one more tile over. So why don't we take this lamp and just kind of go here with it. And then we're going to take all of these and we're just going to shift it one little tile over like this. All right, good. Now this... Oh, you know what? That's my problem. It's not a W. That's why. I was like, why do I have to move this? I shouldn't have to move this. I was testing this out earlier. Yeah, no, it's because I did a goof. I messed up. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. All right, so it goes like this, guys. You see what I'm doing now? Okay. Yeah. You can see the W, right? I'm not crazy. Okay, good. I do want to move it just slightly, though. So let's move it right there. And then maybe... Like, I want this to line up right in the center of the room here. It's kind of like this. That's not really the center of the room, but it's the equal point between here and the door. So in other words, it's like the center of the wall, I guess, is where I was going for this, but that didn't really happen. It's fine. Look, it's a W, all right? It's a big W for waveform, okay? All right. Next, let's get all the desks and stuff. And for that, we can just copy. So I'm going to grab you guys right here. I guess I can bring the rug with me. Nope, no rug. Okay, so for this office, we don't want it to seem crowded. So I'm going to have you maybe go like this. That seems fine. Put a little space between yous. We can have you guys maybe looking at... we can put you in the corner. That's okay. Yep. And then having you over here seems good. Let's leave a little space with the W, though. Yep. And then I'm thinking maybe we have something like this would work, except I have to move it because that's not the right place. Yeah. So something like this. I don't think that's too crowded, but it's not that organized, is it? It kind of blocks the W too. You want to be able to see the W, wouldn't you? Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many? We have 14 computers in here. That's more than enough for the project, right? We just want it. We have 12. So it technically works just like this, but we do have to add a lot more of the barriers and stuff because of how people are organized. So maybe it's not the best way to go about it. We could maybe switch this up and go something like, well, yeah, I kind of don't want that either, do I? Will you rotate in a sensible manner, please? Whoever, like, I know it's probably Kenneth's idea, but I'm just saying, like, whoever thought having the R key do a random rotation, I mean, I feel like he just did this to troll us. Like, this being random is so dumb. It's like I have to use the period and commas, right? I mean, yeah, can I change the hotkey? I haven't even tried it. I probably can change it and stop complaining about it and just change it myself, right? Probably. So something like this could work. We just have to add a couple of things here. I need this to happen so that there's not enough bunch of noise. I think this is enough space, but this won't be. So there's that barrier, and then these guys are fine. Okay, so this is going to be my office for this team. I think that's fine. We're going to add some plants, of course, because air quality is a thing in this game now. So let's do that. Let's move our sprinkler head over here like this. And then we want to have, let's do some artwork stuff. Actually, more plants. Let's put this plant here. Let's put clock, of course, for effectiveness. We want that. Let's put this over this beginning of the... I don't want anything in this area. I think that's fine the way it is. Maybe the only thing I'd put here are the lights, but I'd want them to be like low to the ground actually for this. So maybe we put a light here and then we add some of these floor lights, and we could just maybe set one here and another one here just to kind of illuminate the W and stuff at night. We can have them always on as well, just to kind of give it a little more atmosphere. At night it kind of, it like illuminates the wall a little bit. I think that's kind of cool. It's fine. So the next thing to do in this room is to get our bookcase. And I guess we're going to put that right over here. That's cool. So we have the clock, we have the bookcase. I need tablets for artists. I think maybe we take these 4. I think there's only 3 artists though, right, on the team? Isn't there only 3 artists? I forgot how many there were. You know what? It's fine. We're going to stick the artist in the corner over here. We'll just add this to tablets. Nope, that's a cancel. Want to actually confirm that. There we go. And then I think maybe for these guys, because there's a lot of people who are primarily designers too. So I think for these ones, we'll go inbox. That's fine. We have another couple of inboxes over here maybe. Inboxes still help programming skill. It's just kind of helping design and stuff a little bit more than the others. There we go. And then everything else here can be calculators. It's cool. Okay, we need pictures on the wall. I think you know what's coming. If you don't know what's coming, you haven't been here enough. Maybe you haven't been watching the series. That's okay. Let me fill you in on how this works. The founder can see all. The founder knows everything and sees everything. Yeah, that's the way it always is. Clock's going there. Founder's going here. This picture's moving here. All right, we're going to take... let's get the sailboat here on that one. And, of course, the picture of the founder so he can watch the team all the time. It's not that he's spying on you, okay? He's protecting you. He is your guide, okay? That's what we're really doing here. Okay, and then garbage bins. We need lots and lots of garbage bins in this game now. So 1, we'll go with 2, 3 over here in this corner is good. Let's put another one over here on this side. Why not? And another one here is good too. All right, that should be enough. Last thing to do then is ventilation. Of course, we need that. This hits the room a little bit, I think. So I kind of feel like maybe we'll just go with these ones. It's okay. The little ventilations on the walls will go 1, 2. They have a little bit of noise. This one has less noise. You know what? Like this one's lower noise, right? Yes. So I think maybe we'll just use this one from here instead. And then we'll place it right on the ceiling near the W. Is that going to be super visible? It is, but you know, it doesn't look that bad. I think it looks okay. It's just the furthest away from everybody as far as noise goes is the only reason I'm putting it there. And then we want the hanging lamps to help the environment. Score 1, 2. What's the lighting going to be like? It says 400, but I don't know if I believe it. And then carpets. So carpets, we could put these blue ones in there. That would make sense for this room at this point. So 1, 2. That's a neat looking rug. And then the final thing I'd like to do here is change the material color for the floor. And I'm thinking I want like this hardwood, like a warming look. Ooh, I like that. Like a warming look here. That's pretty warming. Yeah. Maybe behind this plant we have another picture. We can definitely do that. Let's add. Nope, not this. We want to add another picture right here. And we can pop this one. Make it a longer one that's easier to... Yeah, this one here. Easier to kind of place higher is what I thought. But I guess it's going to be just right there. I wanted to be able to see it above the plant. Yeah, there we go. That works. Okay, is that it? Is that everything? I'm just thinking out loud here. Radiator. A radiator. No radiator in the room? No radiator in the room. Let's make sure there's heat. Coverage for heat too. We'll put that there. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. We have this wall light, which I guess I can add another one here just for the environment. And that is it. So this team, as you might have guessed, is audio team. They have their own room now. There we go. And I want the leader. I want to make sure that the leader is on something with, I think I'm going to put him here just so he's right front and center. And I want him on something with an inbox. I want to make sure he's there for that. So we're going to assign this one to Derek Farmer. Okay. We're going to let this run just for a little bit longer. And we should have automatic team assignments now. So I'd like to go into that team really quick and just make sure that that happened. It did not happen yet. Did I tell him to do that? I did tell him to do that, right? I didn't just skip that part. I did skip that part. Okay, let's fix this. Your budget for this is going to be 90,000, I suppose. We want you to do all these things. Let's make sure people have a secondary skill, but they're, of course, primarying this. And education level for everybody will have a maximum 2 at a time. And I want you focusing. You should focus on your HR skills, correct, Derek? I believe HR was where you were weaker, so we're going to focus on that. And then everybody else should be on system, 2D, and audio for this product. That's it. I don't need you to focus on anything service related, but if you're going to, it's going to be support. Okay, seems good. Everything seems good. I'm not going to bother with the hiring bit because he doesn't have enough HR for that anyway. He also doesn't have education anyway, but once he gets his HR up again, because he's going to focus on his own education, I guess eventually I will educate him, but yeah, that's that. Okay, now he should do automatic role assignments. So we'll let this roll just a little bit, see if he does it, and there it goes. Okay, so we can now see who the primary artists are. It's going to be Hazel Perry. Let's just check this really quick. Yeah, definitely Hazel Perry and Ramon Boone. Maybe Theo. Yeah, I think Ramon is also like a good designer though. So I want you on something with an inbox. You're also the lead. So, you know, I want you on an inbox. Yeah. So we're going to say Ramon. He's also the lead designer of everything here. We're going to assign this to you. There we go. Designer and artist. Good. And then everybody else, the two primary artists are over here. I want to make sure that they're here. So this is going to be Hazel Perry is an artist. And the other one was Theo. There. Everyone else, you can sit wherever you want. All right, so that is how we set up project management for these two things. I know not a lot of time passed in this video. There was a lot to cover, but we got through it. I like it. And then now we don't have to worry about our audio tool or our image tool kind of ever again. We just don't have to worry about them. We can check back into them every once in a while, but we don't need to worry about them. And then I like that. Okay, so in the next video, we will continue on. We will go forth, and I probably will end up doing the same thing with Pixel Forge once Pixel Forge 2 is released, because this is going to make us a lot of money. We also have the Incendiary DLC does need to release next month. So we'll be doing that as well as Sailing Stars in the next video. These two are going to release. They should make us some money, albeit this one here, probably not very good because the technology in this is probably like 6 years old. And the game gives me no way to update the tech while it's in development. It sucks. So we have to do it as fast as possible once we release. So it's going to be like an all hands on deck thing when we get Sailing Stars released. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.